Hello friends, welcome to my channel Recap Stories. Today, we are discussing an intriguing story. The tale begins with a Santa Claus sitting in a bar, indulging in alcohol. An elderly Santa approaches him and asks, "How long have you been doing this job?" Santa replies, "I can't even remember when I started doing this Christmas work." He adds, "Nowadays, children have become overly mischievous, and I feel this might be my last Christmas." Here, we see a tired and weary Santa, yet he continues to perform his duties with a cheerful heart. As he leaves, Santa gives the bar owner a gift and says, "This is for your grandson." Surprised, the owner wonders how Santa knew about her grandson. When she steps outside to look, she sees Santa riding his sleigh, flying in the air. She is overjoyed and cannot believe that this was the real Santa Claus. In the next scene, a family is introduced, comprising a couple and their daughter Trudy. They are traveling to Trudy's grandmother's house to celebrate Christmas. Upon reaching, they find the house bustling with Christmas preparations, and other family members are also present. Trudy's grandmother, the head of the family, is delighted to see her granddaughter and invites everyone for a meal. Meanwhile, Santa is seen riding his sleigh, delivering gifts to needy children. Trudy's parents present her with a special gift, saying, "We wanted to give you this before Christmas night." Trudy opens the gift to find a walkie-talkie, a modern device. Her father explains, "With this, you can talk to Santa Claus because he'll be too busy tonight to respond to your messages immediately." Later, after her parents leave, Trudy makes an innocent wish to Santa Claus, saying, "I don't want any gifts, I just want my mom and dad to always stay together." Overhearing this, her parents are moved and become emotional. Meanwhile, Santa arrives above their house in his sleigh. At this moment, a man pretending to be part of the Christmas decoration team sneaks inside and knocks out a guard in the security room. It is then revealed that he and his team are thieves planning to rob the house. The man signals his team, and the heist is about to begin. Once the thieves position themselves at their assigned places, their leader, named Scrooge, appears. Scrooge first shoots the security guard and then eliminates all the guards one by one before entering the house. Hearing gunshots, Santa wakes up. Meanwhile, chaos ensues in the house as everyone panics and tries to hide to save their lives. Trudy's grandmother, along with her two guards, confronts Scrooge. As Scrooge encounters them, he quickly overpowers and kills both guards in moments. Observing this from above, Santa hides in a room. However, one of Scrooge's men notices him and attempts to attack. Santa defends himself and counters the attack. During this struggle, Santa's magical staff proves useful as he throws the thief out of the window. Looking out the window, Santa sees the family being held hostage. Initially, he considers escaping but soon resolves to help them. During this time, Trudy's grandmother tells Scrooge about an incident where her brother was abducted. She explains how her father called a security team to eliminate the kidnappers. Scrooge replies that he knows everything. He further reveals that the $300 million she borrowed from the government to distribute among the poor is hidden in her basement, and she never gave it to anyone. Scrooge, along with his associates, enters the monitoring room to check the security cameras. There, he discovers that one of their men has been killed, and Santa Claus is responsible. Meanwhile, Santa tries to call the police from a room, but the phone is faulty, and the call doesn't connect. During this, a thief enters the room. Santa attacks him and attempts to harm him using his magical staff, but the thief escapes. Eventually, Santa kills him using an electric star, electrocuting the thief to death. Santa finds a walkie-talkie on the thief, where he hears Trudy's voice. Checking his list of good people, Santa sees Trudy's name on it. He reassures her that he will not only save her but also protect her family. Santa enters the security room to find a dead guard. Scrooge is there, trying to communicate with his men. Santa announces, "It's me, Santa. Listen up. One of your men is already down." Scrooge assumes this is not the real Santa but a fraud. Santa, despite bleeding from his wounds, is more concerned about the safety of the family. Meanwhile, Scrooge threatens Trudy's grandmother, asking which Santa Claus has been summoned here. The grandmother replies, I haven't called any Santa. Upon hearing this, Scrooge breaks Trudy's father's finger to make her confess. At this point, Trudy innocently says, Uncle, please don't do this, or Santa won't spare you. Hearing this, Trudy's father explains, Santa is only a storybook character, not real. Trudy, heartbroken and enraged, runs away. A female thief follows her to find her. Trudy, hiding, communicates with Santa through the walkie-talkie. She asks, Santa, are you real or not? Santa responds, parents often say so, but I always bring gifts for children in need. Trudy questions, how do you know who needs the most? Santa replies, it's Christmas magic, and even I don't fully understand how it works. It just does. Meanwhile, the family members, held hostage, are told by a thief, this will be your last Christmas, exchange gifts among yourselves. Everyone starts giving gifts to one another. Trudy's father gifts something to her grandmother, who becomes emotional and teary-eyed. On the other hand, Santa moves toward a room but is spotted by a female thief. Santa quickly flees, but the thief signals Scrooge. Scrooge arrives and causes an explosion. Santa survives but is captured and tied up by the thieves. Scrooge picks up Santa's bag and throws it into the fire. Watching this, Santa becomes furious and begins reciting the names of all the thieves. One of the thieves, shocked, asks, how do you know our names? Santa replies, my name is Santa Claus, and I know everything about everyone. As Scrooge prepares to shoot Santa, snow begins to fall in the room. Trudy is on the upper floor, pouring foam down. Scrooge yells, wait, this isn't snow, it's foam. As they are distracted, Santa falls off his chair, attempts to escape, and climbs the chimney to reach the roof. Witnessing this, the thieves, including Scrooge, are stunned. Santa then notices that a security team is approaching the house to rescue the family. During this time, Rudy's uncle breaks out through the window and approaches the security team to explain the entire situation, seeking their help. However, something unexpected occurs, the head of the team shoots him. It is revealed that the so-called security team is actually a group of thieves pretending to be security personnel. Scrooge orders his team, saying, there's a lunatic in the house disguised as Santa, fighting against us and eliminating our comrades. Find him. Scrooge then heads to the basement to inspect the vault. To his shock, he discovers that the vault is completely empty and all the money has vanished. Meanwhile, Santa, speaking over a walkie-talkie, declares, there are too many people here who fall under the category of bad individuals on my list. I can no longer tolerate this. I'm unable to save your family. Hearing this, Trudy becomes disheartened and asks, if you could make one wish, what would it be? Santa responds, I want to see my wife again. As he says this, he pulls out his wedding ring, but it accidentally falls to the ground. When Santa bends to pick it up, he finds a hammer. Santa grabs the hammer and says, now I will eliminate all these wicked people and settle every score. This declaration lifts Trudy's spirits. At that moment, Scrooge's team barges into Santa's room, but Santa mercilessly dispatches them all using the hammer. On the other side, Scrooge confronts the family and threatens them, someone here has stolen all the money. If you don't reveal who it is, I'll execute each of you one by one. Enraged, Scrooge grabs Rudy's mother and points a gun at her. Witnessing this, Rudy's father steps forward and admits, I stole the money so that I could escape with my wife and daughter forever. Meanwhile, two thieves reach the upper floor of the house in search of Trudy. One thief ascends the stairs, but a broken step causes a nail to pierce his mouth. Observing this, the female thief climbs the stairs and spots Trudy. Trudy begins pelting balls at them. One ball strikes the woman, while another hits the man standing on the stairs, causing him to fall. Trudy continues to throw balls at the thief. The thief holds a nail in his hand, but one ball hits him in such a way that the nail pierces his head, killing him instantly. The female thief, who was attempting to attack, also falls. After the fall, people watch as she writhes in pain, but she somehow manages to stand. However, her mask falls off during the fall, exposing her face. At this moment, Santa appears and attacks the woman with a rod. Santa beats her mercilessly until she succumbs to her injuries. Meanwhile, Trudy's father leads Scrooge to the spot where he had hidden the stolen money. Scrooge retrieves his money but remains consumed by rage and decides to kill everyone. Here, one of Scrooge's accomplices asks, "Tell me, who wants to die first?" Hearing this, everyone starts arguing, but it's actually part of a clever plan. During this distraction, they cleverly eliminate the thief. At the same time, Trudy arrives with Santa and urges everyone to leave. She feels relieved that all her family members are alive and safe. Meanwhile, Scrooge decides to massacre everyone and begins shooting with his team. However, Santa arrives in time and eliminates all of them with his mighty hammer. Scrooge attempts to escape with the money, but Santa notices him and gives chase. On the other hand, a thief tries to attack Trudy's parents, but they bravely confront and ultimately defeat him. After killing the thief, they embrace each other, and witnessing this fills Trudy with immense joy. She silently wishes for her parents to always stay together. Meanwhile, Scrooge waits for Santa. Santa, rushing toward him, crashes his vehicle into a tree and falls out. Scrooge finds Santa's list and discovers his name in the bad people category. Realizing Santa is real, he struggles to accept it. Scrooge declares to Santa, "The purpose of my life was to face this day. Today has finally arrived. If I kill you, Christmas will end forever." A fierce battle ensues. Initially, both seem evenly matched, but then Scrooge gains the upper hand, leaving Santa severely wounded. However, Santa gathers his strength, grabs Scrooge, and uses his power to ignite him, completely obliterating him. Santa, standing atop the tower, is shot by one of Scrooge's remaining accomplices and falls to the ground. Immediately after Santa's fall, Trudy's grandmother arrives and shoots the attacker, killing him. Everyone gathers around Santa, and Trudy pleads with her parents to take Santa to the hospital. Santa, in a faint voice, says, "I've lived many years of my life, and this is my final moment. I wanted this to be my last Christmas." With these words, Santa breathes his last. Hearing this, Trudy bursts into tears and says, "He was the real Santa Claus, and I have complete faith in him." Her parents also affirm, "We believe in him too." Then, one by one, every family member expresses their trust in Santa. After some time, everyone witnesses Santa suddenly coming back to life and standing upright. This leaves everyone astonished, and they ask Santa how this is even possible. Smiling, Santa replies, "It's the magic of Christmas. Even I don't know how it works. My job is simply to be Santa, fulfill my duties, and continue as long as I'm meant to." At that moment, Santa's ride arrives. He bids farewell to Trudy, boards his ride, and soars into the sky. As he departs, Santa silently vows to continue being a good Santa, dutifully performing his responsibilities and eliminating evil wherever he finds it. And so, the story of this film concludes. How did you find the story? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I kindly request you to help me reach 10,000 subscribers on my channel soon. We hope you enjoyed this video and will give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your heartfelt comments, and we'll see you in the next video.